and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joke, and I'm back again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. This right here is the move we've all been waiting for. I can just tell. I can look in your eyes right now. I'm looking dead into your soul right now, and I know what you're feeling. I know what you think to yourself right now. You think to yourself, yo, does he really know what I'm thinking right now? The answer is yes. The Carolina Panthers finally took the plunge. They're making the right move at the right time. Forget Matt Paradis. Forget picking up Darrell Williams. Forget getting Eric Reed. None of that even matters. None of those pickups are even relevant. They're not even, if I had to rank these pickups in order of importance, in order of impact, in order of fan favoritism, in order of any kind of metric, statistic, any kind of measurable content at all. Those three guys and this guy, who's the topic of this here video, are not even in the same ballpark. They're not even the same county, the same country, the same planet, the same solar system. I got three words for you. Cameron Artis-Payne. And that third one, I'm feeling a lot of that third one. I'm feeling a lot of that third one right now. I don't get it. If you've been around this channel for a while now, and I don't mean the last several months, I mean even before this past season, you probably have a pretty good idea about what I really think about Cameron Artis-Payne. Look, I'm gonna be real right now. I was probably a little bit too harsh when I first started off the channel, like around Marchish, Aprilish, when people were talking about Cameron Artis-Payne to me. I was getting some pretty weird comments. There were people in the comments insisting, like literally insisting, that if Cameron Artis-Payne got a starting role anywhere else, he would be a 1,000-yard rusher every year. Like, I'm getting ahead of myself. Look, I think that Cameron Artis-Payne, he's not a bad NFL player, but I will say right now, he's a below average backup running back in the league. He's a below average backup running back in the league. We can go about this any way you really want to. We can go with the stats first. I mean, look at his stats right here. Put them all up right here. There's not a single season that I'm actually all that impressed with anything here. 2015, the 5th round pick, no games started, only played 7 games, 45 rushes, 183 yards, 1 touchdown, 183 yards for your backup. I mean, I guess. 2016, played and started in 3 games, 36, 144, and 2. The year that everyone likes to hang on to was 2017, when the team was horrible. We had a really weird rotation with running backs. We had Jay Stu still, but like, he wasn't even Jay Stu anymore. He was a shell of himself. It wasn't even like a shell of himself. Our O-line was bad. We had decent pass protection, but the run blocking was horrible. Like, it was kind of a weird phenomenon where Cam wasn't really getting hit that much. Like, despite what his sack numbers were, we had pretty solid pass protection in 2017, but the run blocking was horrible. It was bad, and Jay Stu just lost a step as well, so those two things working in tandem. We were kind of force-feeding him the ball at some points, and it just was a kind of unhealthy sort of a scheme, sort of mindset to be in on offense. I think we realized that we were going nowhere fast in 2017, so we understood, and we, I guess, tried to get him the best kind of send-off we could. But, I mean, 18 rushes, 95 yards, a touchdown, but what everyone sticks to is that 5.3 yards per attempt. 5.3 yards, that's a big number. 5.3 yards per attempt, but if you look a little bit deeper, he had 95 total yards, right? And his longest rush was 43. His longest rush was almost literally half of his stats for the whole entire year. Take away 43 from 95, that's what, 52? I went to public school, so I'm not really sure. It might be 52. 52 divided by 18, I don't want to do the math right now. I have my phone somewhere around here. I don't want to do the math right now. His average drops down considerably, and that's not a takeaway from him because he's a backup. We understand he's not getting like blockbuster, big name starter kind of guy. He's not like a 1-2 punch kind of running back. He's a backup guy. He's a backup guy, but these stats don't give me any kind of indication that he's even a really above average or even a really good backup running back. And I only brought up his rush totals because the guy's one-dimensional. In his 4 years in the league, he has 11 targets, 10 catches, 86 yards. I'm guessing he got a lot of those off of swings and screen routes. I'm not going to say I know every single play that he ran out of the backfield, but I'm going to assume at least 7 or 8 of those were off of swings and screens. Maybe a quick little dump down right past the line of scrimmage, in the middle of the field. Those are most likely the kind of passes he was receiving. So, I mean, those are the kind of catches that you can get a right tackle to make on a trick play. I don't want to harp on that. I just want to bring up the point that he is a one-dimensional kind of back. And I know you're thinking right now, you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute. Does he really know what I'm thinking right now? Answer is yes, stop asking. Wait, Shellitronnn, wait, bro. Those are the stats. Stats don't tell the whole story. I mean, you don't get everything you can from the stats. There's more to it. You always bring up context. What about the context? I'm glad I took the time to read your mind because I can now bring that up. Let's talk about context here. So it's 4 years in the league. We've had a couple years where we had some kind of bad running production out of our running backs. Let's be real, our backfield hasn't always been great. But last season was the exact opposite, where we had Christian McCaffrey, who was basically 80% of the offense. Let's be real, 80% of the offense just about. It was probably a little bit less than that, but honestly, his impact was immense. What he did in the field was crazy. And there was a sort of mindset where, okay, Christian McCaffrey's doing so well, so we don't need or have to put him in the backup. But then also on the other hand, you're thinking, okay, but we're giving him all these touches, and if he has 350, 400 touches for more than a couple years, that's going to bring down his lifespan in the NFL. So we have to bring in a backup. Although he might have lower production, we can still count on Christian for a longer period of time if we can preserve him a little bit, take maybe 15, 20% of his snaps away so he can still have high production but still get the rest he needs. In both those situations where we had bad running production and great running production, Cameron Artis-Payne did not get into the games. 2017, where we had some really bad running production, he only had 18 rushes. 2018, great running production, he only had 19 rushes. We didn't even use C.J. Anderson to his best abilities. And that's a whole different subject there. But based off how he's not getting snaps when we're having really good rushing years or really bad rushing years, I just have to believe that the coaching staff just does not believe in him anymore. When you look at this man's rushing attempts over his career, 45 his rookie season where he only played 7 games, 36 his second year in the league, only playing 3 games. He played in 13 games in 2017 and only had 18 rushes. And then just this past year, he played in 9 games and only had 19. How do you have your 2 lowest rush attempt seasons in the years where you played the most games? He's basically become the new Brenton Burston. You remember Brenton Burston, who was a receiver who basically, I'm guessing he was actually Jerry Richardson's son, or Jerry Richardson had a neighbor who had a kid who was always at his house on his trampoline growing up. And you say, you know what, Brent? You know what, little double B's? When you're older, I'm going to own a football team. And you're always going to have a spot. You'll have a spot, Brent. No matter what the case is, when I own a team one day, Brent, you'll be there with me. That's how I feel about Cameron Artis-Payne at this point. He was an unrestricted free agent, didn't get picked up, and the team said, okay, well, you tried free agency. These other teams ain't picking you up. Come on back. You know the system. You probably got a house in Charlotte or, in the suburbs somewhere. Look, bro, come on back. Just come on back. We'll see what we can get out of you. He probably throws really good parties. My guess is that he's a really good locker room guy. He probably gives really good Christmas gifts and throws some crazy parties. At this point, I just have to assume that he's there for the locker room presence, or I don't know. I would say to give him a fair chance this year, but literally around this time last year, Ron Rivera said, and I quote, "This offseason, I want to give Cameron Artis-Payne a fair shot at their starting job." And some reports had it kind of misconstrued as him saying that he will have a high chance, that he's actually competing for the starting job. But I don't think it was ever the case. I think it was always going to be Christian McCaffrey. And that sounded good, but what he did right after that was sign C.J. Anderson, and then subsequently never really gave Cameron Artis-Payne a shot. So who knows what this signing does, man? I don't know. I don't know what it means. Cameron Artis-Payne is, to me, a mediocre backup running back who, whether he's had a chance or not, has probably shown in practice or the offseason or preseason, he's just decent. He's just slightly below average, I'd say. And I'll leave it at that, but I know you guys have an opinion. I know y'all been waiting for this one. Y'all been waiting for the chance to talk about Cameron Artis-Payne. I know a lot of you guys love him. I know some of you guys feel the same way I do about him. I don't hate him. I just don't think he's all that great. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He wears the black and blue, so I got to rock with him, but I'm going to say what I feel is the truth, and that's how I feel about it. Let me know what your opinion is in the comments below. Look, man, I know I'm gonna love this one. I can tell I'm gonna love these comments. And you already know to do that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.